Morning, everyone. I welcome all of you to this Sunday morning YIT session. Let's start with the universal invocation. Hidden life, vibrant in every atom, hidden light, shining in every creature, hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is therefore one with every other. Let's observe silence for a couple of minutes. Come back. Good morning. And today's topic is knowing self is Pragya itself. So today's our speaker is Brother Chakitswarup. He has completed his MS in Computer Science, LLB, and MBA. He has 26 years of experience in IT systems development, 7 years in home ministry, and he worked as national project manager and architect. Currently, a big data architect in UK-based telecom industry. Connected to Theosophy through Anand Lodge, Ghaziabad for last 13 years and worked as secretary for 5 years. So let's welcome Brother Chakitswarup. Over to you.
Thank you, Smitaji. Thank you. So, I believe I am audible perfectly,
Yes, yes.
and I can share my screen.
Okay, one second. Yeah. So now you can share, I guess.
Thanks. So, today's topic is basically who am I? It is the million-dollar question everybody asks in this world. Who am I? Especially the people who have come out from their physical requirements. When we start our life, and people start with their career, their education, and many things, and then people start realizing that who am I? And it's a very tough question. The same question was asked by our sages in since Vedic period. Even kings have been confused with this question: who am I? Usually, whenever somebody asks that, who am I? The question is, if I ask you, who are you? What do you do? So people generally introduce themselves by their achievements, physical life achievements, like I am PhD, I am a doctor, I'm an engineer, I'm a chartered accountant, or what I have done in my education. I have been a topper in IIT or in IIM, like that. And many people start struggling in their life, or just try to achieve an identity, like celebrities you can see around yourself, film actors, our today politicians, they do fight their entire life to achieve an identity. And that's what they try to call that I'm a doctor, I'm a chief minister, I'm this party man or that, and their achievements. In ancient period, kings used to fight the wars and to have victory on their neighboring kingdoms, and that they want to call this via. But actually, a person knows inside that this is not me. Something there is which keeps telling them that this is not the right introduction. Still, people are in search of something, search of themselves. So our topic is today that knowing yourself is pragya. So today's my presentation will be divided in two parts. One is knowing yourself, and second is what is Pragya. Pragya is generally used term in Vedic references, and some people pronounce it Prajna, not Pragya. The Agya word or alphabet sometimes is pronounced as Jina, like some people call it Yagya, some people call Yajna. My father, being a Sanskrit professor, he has been calling always Yajna and not Yagya. Same way he always called Prajna, not Pragya. But I'm taking right now for as a more popular term, which is Pragya in general. But yes, Sanskrit laureates call it Prajna. So I'm just going to share my screen. Is my screen visible, Smitaji?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank
Start
you.
slideshow.
Okay, a slideshow. Correct. Uh, so this is, I have divided this presentation in two parts. The same topic I had taken in October in Banaras, in Varanasi, for with our Theosophy National Seminar on the same topic. You can find in Theosophist and Dharmapath, same topic was there. So I'm thankful to Brother Sri U.S. Pandeyji. He invited me. And I'm a technocrat myself. I'm a software engineer all my life. I've worked in Western countries and in India. And there I found some laureates, Sanskrit laureates in Varanasi with the same topic. So I tried to correlate it with the artificial intelligence also, when we call Pragya. So if someone wants to introduce the concept of Pragya, and if I would be thankful if our audience can explain what they understand by Pragya. I will be thankful if any of you are welcome, please, or whatever their understanding about Pragya. Anyone from my brothers and sisters? Yes, please. Okay, fine. So our agenda is knowing self, who am I, the connection, Pragya, and that's it. So knowing self, as I said, that when we introduce to someone, generally it is about our achievements in physical world, like who am I, like that. So the same question has been boggling many people across the world, and especially the more successful people are, the how the more successful people, more they are confused about who am I or knowing selves. It's a very important thing. So this is a story. It's a small story. I will complete it in 5 minutes. It is stories about King Janak. As many people know about King Janak is the father of Sita Mata, the wife of Lord Rama. But this Lord Janak here is in more in context with Ashtavakra, the sage. The Ashtavakra was born with a deformity. 8 places his bones were bent, and people used to just laugh at him. So Raja Janak was very thankful to Ashtavakra, and he respected Ashtavakra. So once he called Ashtavakra in his court, and when Ashtavakra came walking in a different pattern, people were laughing at him. Why this person can be called a Brahmin or a sage or a respectable person? He cannot even walk properly. So everybody was laughing at Ashtavakra. Now, when Ashtavakra say, "Okay, are you done with your laughing?" Then Ashtavakra laughs at all the courtiers. Then king asks, "Hey, sage, why you are laughing? They are laughing at your this thing, and they are. It is not. good that or considered to be civilized way. But why you laughed? Then Ashtavakra replied that I thought in your court there will be mature people. I am handicapped by body, but they are handicapped by brain, by mind, or by their intentions. This is more bigger handicapness than mine. So Janak definitely uh, just asked and apologized on the behalf of his court people. And he says, no, yes, you are right, sage. After some time, Raja Janak was sleeping, and his guards came shouting with a very, I think someone mic is on. So guards just wake up the king. He say, "Oh king, the neighboring king has attacked on us. So just help us and get ready." So king was readied for the war, and he was armored and everything. He went to fight, but unfortunately, he lost at war, and Raja Janak was captured by the enemy king. Now, enemy king is the owner of his kingdom. So the enemy king says, "Okay, you are a king, but now I gave you 24 hours. You leave my kingdom, which is now mine, and nobody will help you in any ways. Otherwise, he will be hanged to death. I'm just um, uh, 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 just forgiving you with your life, but you cannot take anything with you, and you can just get out of my kingdom." Now, Raja Janak was moving out with disgrace and lost kingdom, and all the kingdom were looking at him. Our king is going on foot, and nobody can even offer him water or food because he was ordered like that. Once he's out of the kingdom, he was very hungry. And at some place, the food was being distributed to poor people, like in our place, Bhandara kind of thing. And Lord King Janak, now he's not king actually, just stand in the queue and waits for his turn. Once his turn comes and he was offered, the all food is finished. The distributor says, "Sorry, man, sorry, brother, there's no food left for you. If you don't mind, can you take the residue of rice, mand, generally we call it in northern India, mand, the residue of the rice, the thick water." So king said, "Okay, you can give it to me. That's fine. I can get something." But when even that rice water was offered to king, eagle just tried to snatch even that, and the bowl of that just is fallen on the ground, and all rice water is absorbed by the sand. King just cried out, "Hey, even this is not in my fate." And just after he opened his eyes, all king or prime minister, queen were around king. "Hey, king, you were seeing some bad dream, and you were just shouting in the dream." Now king realized it was a dream, but he was very disturbed by the disturbing dream. He just saw very terrible scenes that he has left his kingdom. So he kept asking, uh, this truth or that truth? Ye such, ya wo such. Now prime minister is very disturbed. That it's a very simple thing. People see the dreams, nightmares do come. Why king is so worried? He says, "Oh king, it was just a dream. Kindly forget it and come back in your life." But king was disturbed. He kept asking, this truth or that truth? Now prime minister was a wise man. He called Ashtavakra because king considered Ashtavakra as a very reputed person of repute and knowledge. Now King Janak asked the Ashtavakra, "Oh sage, this truth or that truth?" Now Ashtavakra asked the king, when you were in that situation that you were surviving for this food, starving for food, was there your queen around? Your prime minister was around? Your army was around? He said, "No, no one was around. I was alone." Now Ashtavakra asked, now you are in your court. Is that person who was distributing food is around? That enemy king is around? He said, no, they're not around. Then Ashtavakra asked, were you there? He said, yes, I was there. And you are here? King said, yes, I am here. And Ashtavakra said, neither that truth nor this truth. Only you are truth. Your existence is truth. And that's the right you, right Janak. Janak is not the king. Janak is not the defeated person at that time. It is a parallel universe. We do travel. And all this, what we see is Maya, the matrix, you can call. The Maya, which is woven like a net, a web by a spider. So this is your true identity. And the Janak was also asking a similar question, who am I? He said, no, you are not a king. You are not a defeated person. You are not a beggar. You are yourself, Atman. So Ashtavakra in Ashtavakra Gita, Mandaka Upanishad has the same story. Tried to introduce Janak, the answer of who am I? This is one part of our story. And there are three kind of consciousness when we live in Hindu Vedas scripture. This is mentioned as the three kind of consciousness and called the impurities. Ashuddhi. So what Ashuddhi is there? In what kind of Chetana we are in normally? One is Jagrat, when we are waking, as right now we are waking up, but it's more about our conscious mind, not the subconscious or unconscious mind. Then when we do sleep, it's a dreaming, swapna. And dreaming is when we go and move to a different world and we saw different dreams. Third one is sleeping, sushupti, when such a sleep when no dream is coming. That is the sushupti. There's the fourth stage which people achieve. It's not automatic. First three, even animals do the similar thing, waking, dreaming, or sleeping. But the fourth stage, which is not actually state, is beyond state. The fourth stage is Turiya. Once you reach that stage, Turiya, now you can know yourself. These are the names of three types of disorders and distortions in consciousness, waking, dreaming, sleep. When consciousness becomes completely clean and pure, consciousness means clean and pure means there is no impurity, no ashuddhi. Then this stage is turiya. Now either you are sleeping or you are wake up. The same thing.
Sorry to interrupt, Chakit ji. Your slides are not moving, I guess.
Is it visible right now?
It's visible, but it's in the first slide only.
Oh, it's still first slide. On my screen, it's a third slide actually.
You know what? Can everybody see the third slide or the first slide? Anyone?
First slide only.
First
Yeah,
slide,
it's
first
first
slide.
slide. Yeah.
Okay. Let me again try to. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me try to. Is it
Yeah.
visible now?
Yeah. Now it's visible. The Chetana and Jagrat, that one, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain. So I believe I need not repeat it. The three stages which commonly we do experience, everyone experiences: waking, dreaming, and sleeping. Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. I have written in Devanagari these three words. Um, I believe that people might read it, or if Devanagari is not readable, it is waking is Jagrat, dreaming is Swapna, and sleeping is Sushupti. Here, when I say sleeping, means dreamless sleep, calm sleep, deep sleep, you could say. And the fourth stage, which is not a stage actually, but it is a consciousness and it's a beyond state. like when we say Trigunatit, Samayatit, Indriyatit. So it's the stateless. And the fourth state, when we achieve it, when our consciousness becomes completely clean and pure, then it's called Turiya. So Ashtavakra has also explained Turiya, and in our many scriptures, this Turiya word has come. And when then people come to know that who am I? That's the stage. One more aspect as our topic of today's thing is that knowing self is Pragya itself. So another question is, what is Pragya? Is my next slide is visible, which is explained as Pragya?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks. So now I have to ask. Okay, so what is Pragya? If somebody who already knows can explain, I would be thankful in their understanding. If you have already, Pragya is a very popular name as well. Usually we name our children as Pragya. It's a Vedic term defined in Rig Veda. So can anybody tell me what is Pragya, or till date what they have understood by Pragya? So in common sense, Pragya is defined as a wisdom. However, wisdom is not that wisdom like Buddhi, which actually confuses us. Buddhi is the major factor responsible to confuse us, and the source of conflict among the people generally. And many people say that I'm Pragyavan, I already have achieved Pragya, but that's not Pragya. Everybody wants to call themselves wise and intelligent, but that's not the case. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is a very popular subject, and I myself do work in AI, artificial intelligence, and the difference between the artificial intelligence and human being is fastly blurring very fast. Now it's very difficult to figure out whether computers are more intelligent or human beings are more intelligent. But this is the pragya, which is beyond this wisdom, which we day to day call wisdom. So, as per the Rig Veda, pragya is the state of wisdom which is higher than the or above than the knowledge obtained by reasoning and inference. Reasoning is vitark, or kutark sometimes, and inference is nishkarshan, what we extract from different words or till knowledge. So, whenever we discuss the intelligence or wisdom, actually we fight on the words. Whatever words we have studied, sometimes I have studied different words, you have studied different words. I've studied computer science, you might have studied the medical science. And we don't come on the same page. And we keep talking on the different pages and calling ourselves wise and other person less wise or duffer. It's insulting, but internally people, when they fail to convince a person despite with the best explanation, then they declare that the person is less wise and ourselves wise. Because we always go on the wisdom by reasoning. Reasoning is the major source of wisdom, and people try to reason with everything. Pragya is not like that. So I give an example of Pragya. Generally, it is always awarded or rewarded by God, the origin of Pragya. And then was a scientist, and at the Cambridge, he was just laying down, and apple dropped before him. It was a very common thing. We keep seeing things are dropping, but Newton saw this event beyond reasoning. Nobody was able to reason, and he gave the very popular Newton rules. Now, in order to reason the Newton laws, Newton has to devise the new words first. So this is called rewarded by God, Ishwar Pradatta. Only Ishwar can guide us in that direction, that even no reasoning can be done at that time, because you have to devise the new words for that. It's a new knowledge, new, and it was why it couldn't be reasoned by now, because sufficient information was not there by that time. So it's a new words, new definitions, everything is new, and still it is truth. So that knowledge is pragya, which is directly achieved, attained by the God, and not reasoned. There are many things around us. If we stop reasoning, we can understand it better. But by reasoning, we try to bind it with the words. And inference is again nishkarshan, that we try to extract certain information from one logic to another. So that way, in Rig Veda, the pragya is defined as that the radiant one who feeds and nourishes, who ensures birth, who desires association with the learned, he surely soon gains wide, varied knowledge and become intelligent enough. So, if we achieve pragya, and my last slides were about the turiya, or beyond our around physical world, then we can achieve, and we have to understand ourselves before we go with pragya. So, the objective was to stop understanding ourselves as a physical world, like I am a district magistrate, I am a IS officer, I am IITN, I am MBA from IIM, like that. So these things to be rise above all these things, only then someone can call the Pragyavan. So, Smitaji, my presentation is over with this slide, and thank you very much. So if any questions about Pragya and Turiya and who am I? So this way we can call that if we understand ourselves better, then it is Pragya itself. Knowing yourself, you are Pragya itself. Thank you.
Please stop your slide sharing. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chakitji, it was a very short and nice talk. So, you explained very nicely what is pragya and what we think is pragya and what exactly is pragya. So, thank you so much. And anybody who wants to share their thoughts regarding this, or anybody has any questions for Chakitji, then you are welcome.
Aralji is there today.
Yeah,
Namaskar,
Vimalji, Taralji. Chinde sir is also there. Yeah, Vimalji.
Yeah, hello, hi. I think it was a nice talk, the kind of things that we've heard before. So regarding artificial intelligence, sir, in your opinion, what does it qualify as? Does it qualify anywhere near Pragya, or is it just machine sort of?
If you say 80% of people, it may be better than the bad news is it may be better than 80% people. But at the same time, it is not close to, nowhere close to Pragya. It is the people who consider reasoning as wisdom. Definitely, artificial intelligence may be better than those people. And 90% people, even humans, consider wisdom as mere reasoning. Reasoning is considered the best one. So, from that perspective, AI is equivalent or maybe better than human beings. But the people who are consciousness is pure, as I tried to refer earlier, then AI is nowhere close. But yes, in general wisdom, AI is pretty much equivalent. But Pragya, as it is beyond reasoning and inference, it is somewhere considering a purity in my mind when and not by reasoning I try to deduce something. That is Pragya. So yes, AI is nowhere close to Pragya. But while saying that, 80% people, when they consider reasoning as wisdom, AI is equivalent to that. So you can say impure people are lesser than computers today. But pure people, the pure soul, is far more wise and pure than AI.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Shender sir, you wants to say something, I guess.
Yeah, I must thank to speaker very nicely. He has explained in a Vedic teaching. Yes, we in the theosophy, it is important to know about ourselves. It is this self-knowledge which takes us to the higher states of consciousness. Without this self-knowledge, it is not possible. So knowing oneself is definitely very significant. And as he has used the words, like we are using like physical body, etheric body, desire body, and lower mind. These all are four parts of our personality. These are the vehicles through which we are working in the personality. But Prajna is not in this personality. It is beyond this personality. And what is that vehicle which can take us to this state of higher state of consciousness? For that, we have to cross the bridge of Antakaran. Personality has to cross the bridge of Antakarana. And when it crosses the bridge of Antakarana, then Kama Manasa transcends into Buddhi Manasa. That is the intelligence. That is the vehicle of spiritual soul. That is, you can call it as the insight or inspiration or intuition, which is the vehicle for the spiritual soul. And it is this vehicle, it is this prajna through which we can reach to the buddhic level. And this is the buddhic level which gives us all kinds of revelations, because it is pure consciousness without any containment. But as he said, prajna is the vehicle of the spiritual soul. And we are spiritual souls. We are not the bodies, but we are spiritual souls. And to reach this prajna state, we have to use that intelligence, use that what we can say prajna or intuition we call in theosophy. So that intuitive mind needs to be there to achieve that. Very nice, sir. You have explained very nicely. And this is what we are trying to spiritualize ourselves. We are aimed at spiritual self-transformation through knowing ourselves. Knowing ourselves, self-knowledge only liberates. That is what Shankaracharya told. It is this self-knowledge which liberates. Then who is caught in this material world? It is the soul which has caught, and it is longing for the liberation. And for liberation, you have to use not your intellect, but intuition.
Right,
And to know this, the body has instinct to carry on its work. All work is going on very orderly in the body, but intuition is there, which is the gift for the human being. All other species, they are provided with intuition, instinct, and we are provided with intuition. We have forgotten this spiritual gift, and that is what today's speaker focused his attention to this prajna. Thank you very much. This is very important. We have to be intuitive persons if we want to progress spiritually. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As sir correctly said, that intuition, I have tried to name it more quantifying way, that beyond reasoning and inference. Because when we fight with each other and try to belittle other people, that's not purity. Purity is when we respect every person and without reasoning. And that's the purity is, in other words, intuitive. The God, Ishwar Pradatta, and God only tells the purity, or we can catch the frequency when we are pure. If we are impure, we won't accept the God's intuitions even. So thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, our consciousness becomes receptive sensitive.
Correct.
So this receptive sensitivity comes only when our consciousness becomes free from its all contents. So many contents are there. So it is a pure consciousness that takes us to that state, which we name as prajna or whatever it is, intuition. But it is a vehicle, again, to go further. That is our aim, actually. But we are caught in our bodies. That knowledge also we don't have, that we are caught in our bodies. That self-knowledge takes us to the intuition. Yes, you are rightly said. Very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Karal Bhai Sahab.
जी सर नमस्कार
स्वागत है सर आपका प्लीज
yeah one small question is there just now we said the intuition so intuition is a tool of I think physical body and pragya is a tool for spiritual body so how can they be connected please explain me slightly further
word intuition is not the right translation in English. Intuition word, because this is the only feeling we have when God tells us something, so we call it intuition. मुझे intuition हो रहा है. I am being intuited or something. Something is happening, going to happen, because my communication with the God is not in terms of words or languages. So we call it intuition. As I gave an example of Newton, God gave him some idea. Apple was dropped, and he became the world's biggest physicist. And the formula we studied in physics, F equal am, force equal acceleration and mass.
yeah
Many people might have been seeing dropping apples, and but theoretically, something struck the mind of Newton. We can call it intuition, but intuition is a very small thing for that bigger idea what Newton mesmerized the world later on. Even today, entire modern physics is based on Newton. So calling it a intuition, we may call it intuition in absence of other appropriate words,
okay
because Newton has to now devise the new words, the acceleration, the gravitational force.
yeah
I read somewhere that in India, 600 years back, it was there. So there was a gravity word, but I never saw the specific formula. F equal A into M, and the gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. That was not there in any scripture before Newton.
yeah
So that intuition you can call, but it God gave something to Newton. It was beyond words at that time. So Pragya is in that sense. For easiness, we can call it intuition. But something came to my mind, and I can throw an idea. So we call it intuition. मुझे intuition हो रहा है. But intuition may be wrong also sometimes.
intuition can be said antargyan in
It's a trigger, but sometimes false intuitions may be felt as the pragya, which is a slightly ambiguity is there. Every intuition is not pure.
Correct.
Certain intuition may be disturbances only. It can disturb us and others as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chakitswarup.
That is why somebody said, I don't know who said it, but it is nice. You can rely on intuition, but you check that it is not false intuition.
जी
Very nice statement.
Correct. Yes,
Thank you,
sir. Thank you, Shinde ji.
Thank you, thank you.
Any other
Any-
question?
Any other questions from any of the participants? No? Okay.
Actually, I was going to write a chapter in Dharmapatra. I asked Brother Umashankar Pandeyji that I want to write on that. So I presented this in Varanasi 2 months back. And there was a very impressive lady, Shantaji. She was in Varanasi, a professor in Theosophy degree college only. And I was surprised to know that she is a Sanskrit professor, a very brilliant lady. My father has also been a Sanskrit lecturer. I am myself a computer engineer. But I just grew up understanding that Sanskrit is a rule of grammar, which are quite complex. I found grammar of Sanskrit is more complex than my computer science rules. But Shantaji was herself a Sanskrit professor in Varanasi, and she gave some ideas about who am I, what people falsely say that I'm a scientist, I'm a professor, like that. So those ideas were of Shantaji. So just a courtesy, I just wanted to mention her name. Thank you.
Thank you. No questions? Okay, then I think we should close the session with a closing prayer. And thank you, Chakitji, and thank you all the participants who participated in the discussion. And it was a nice talk, actually. Short and crisp. So thank you so much. And very much understandable, though not very tough words or tough ideas. It's very nice. So we will close the session with the closing prayer. Oh. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya sarve bhavantu sukhino sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukhabhat bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now
Thank
the
you.
session is closed. We will
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
next Sunday, same time.
जाते जाते एक वाक्य बोलना चाहता हूँ कि एक बहुत ही मुश्किल विषय को चकित जी की सरलता ने बड़ा सरल बना दिया। धन्यवाद।